In this brief presentation, I'm going to be going over the Quality Matters workshop that I attended, which was for measurable, precise, consistent, and clear learning objectives. This brief tutorial, I'll go over what are measurable objectives, how do they relate to Quality Matters standards, using Bloom's taxonomy to write objectives, how to write objectives starting with an action verb, the consistency we want between course level and module outcomes, how do we assess objectives, an example of an improved objective. Learning objectives, what are they? So here on the slide, I have the full definition, and it really delineates, course level objectives are key things that students are going to gain from the course. What are they going to walk away knowing? What skills, what habits, what attributes? And module level objectives, just like course level objectives, need to be specific, measurable, precise, consistent, stated clearly, and suited to the level of the course. Module level objectives also need to align to course level objectives. So now we'll go over a little bit more in detail how these standards relate to Quality Matters. So Quality Matters Standard 2 is what relates to learning objectives. It says that they must be precise, measurable at the course and the module level, and that the module level need to be consistent with the course. 2.4 states that the relationship between the learning objectives and the course activities is clearly stated. There's many ways that we can achieve this in our course masters. One of them is over here, the learning outcome alignment chart, the chart that aligns each activity to the specific module and course level outcomes. You can also do this by showing a course map. And then lastly, Quality Matters says that the learning objectives need to be suited to the level of the course. It's important to know that when you're doing a formal review, typically it's a subject matter expert who would best be able to tell if the objectives are suited to that level or not. But we can certainly get some ideas. I'll be going over that in just a bit. Writing objectives using Bloom's taxonomy. We typically are going to be using Bloom's taxonomy. That's what we primarily use. For upper level division courses, graduate level and above, you're going to be seeing higher level Bloom's. Also towards the end of a course, even if it's, say, an undergraduate course, they may start out by recalling key vocabulary and then eventually by the end of the course applying and maybe even analyzing. What was interesting in the QM workshop were the other taxonomies that they drew out. There's Fink's significant learning outcomes and solo taxonomy. So I have links to these that you'll be able to select and take another look at. When we write objectives, we can start with this action verb. So in this example, it's aligned to Bloom's taxonomy. This can be really helpful for a SME who's trying to write out some objectives that are measurable. We know that we want to have them avoid, know, understand, learn, appreciate. These are not really specific enough. But these are more specific and can be used. There's also the objectives builder, I think by Arizona State, which is very helpful. The other thing that we went over is that there needs to be consistency between MLOs and CLOs, or module level objective needs to align to a course level objective. We also want to hit course level objectives several times throughout several modules in a course. You wouldn't want to have a course level objective that's only supported in one module. Typically, we want to see that across at least 3 modules of a course, depending on how many weeks or modules the course is. So in the workshop, we had these key things were what we went over. Are they measurable, precise? Are they saying exactly what they should know? Are they consistent with course level? Are they stated clearly? Did we avoid jargon, unexplained terminology, complex language? Objectives should be easy for students to understand, even ESL students. They should also be suited to the level of this course. Here was the worksheet that we used, and I listed course level and then module level, and we went through to look at each one. And we also listed what was the taxonomy level and was it suited to the course. Lastly, I was able to look at a CLO that had the course development I probably did like 3 years ago. And the CLO seemed really complicated. And it's not really hitting a very high Bloom's because it's just identify. So it's also, this is identifying characteristics of bilingual programs, basically, in all these different types of programs, and the potential each holds for promoting English and the bilingual home language. The improved CLO I rewrote, and I hit a higher level blooms because what they're really doing is they're evaluating multiple bilingual teaching models for their effectiveness in promoting both English language acquisition and maintenance of bilingual children's native language. Another thing I did was there was parentheses and parentheses. Programmerly, it said to use these brackets instead. You want to avoid parentheses within, so I was able to do that. Now, jargon is included, and you will see that that is part of it. That's because this is a master's level course, and the students are familiar with all of this jargon that's specific to the subject. I thought this was a good example of how we can fine-tune course or module level outcomes, SMEs, and I really enjoyed this workshop, and I'll be including the handout when I send this out.